Oi, oi, oi. Onuki. Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Animal Crossing Wild World 365 tokes a day. Oh, my great googly moogly people. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I have been living the roleplay life. I have been watching No Pixel Grand Theft Auto RP yesterday, and oh my god, this is something that I want to talk about, an aspect of role-playing that many of you probably don't understand or get, or know what, you probably think it, and it comes out in the form of, this is some nerd shit, this is fucking weird, right? This is dumb, this is XYZ, whatever it may be, right? So, when it comes to role-playing, right, there's a buy-in, right? There's a buy-in to the character that you end up creating or portraying or anything along those lines, right? You are not Philip Spencer, right? You are Jared, the elven prince of the Mycanthrial lands, right? And you act like fucking Jared, who, you know, you act like a person that you are not, right? You act like a prince who's a highborn from this land that creates blah blah blah, and you're super knowledgeable and super wealthy and blah 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 blah. All this fucking shit, right? You have all this. And you know what? That shit is like incredibly embarrassing. Like saying that, like, I am Eldris of the 4-5 moons. That's right. The 3-pointed star, right? When you start saying that shit, it starts sounding like gibberish. You know, or let's go for something really interesting. So let's say we're playing a D&D campaign, and I ask you to make a fighter, right? Something easy. So, fighter, what do you think? A lot of people start thinking of Aragon, right? Aragon, you know, he's kind of a more so a ranger type of thing, but you know what I'm getting at here, right? You start thinking of things regarding that. You're like, okay, I'm thinking of Aragon. You know, who else is a fighter? I'm thinking of The Witcher. You know, like, alright, like, I could create characters like that. I could create, like, you know, like a ranger type person. I could create a monster hunter. Someone who does bounties. You know, you just take an idea and you go you turn it on its fucking head, right? Well, let's say we're someone like Geralt of Rivia. Right? We're a monster hunter who takes contracts and goes into different cities, whatever it may be. Right? Let's say your life is extremely easy, right? Let's say you're one of these people who always pick the easy mark, right? They always take the easiest builds, right? Being a monster hunter pays very, very well, but it doesn't pay very, very well if you die, right? So let's think about it like that, right? You understand what I'm throwing out there, Butter? You understand? Hi, old one. How are you? So you are this person, right? You are a version. So you are a bounty hunter for monsters, but you only pick the easy monsters because you know you can make it out of alive. While the harder monsters are obviously more difficult and cost more preparation and everything along those lines, where it's just not a financial thing for you, right? Nothing along those lines. It's just not a financial, it's not a smart business savvy move, right? You have self-preservation and, you know, you're pretty decent at your job, but you're not good enough to do big guy stuff. So you become that person. You think about how that person would react and think, and how were they, like, whatever it may be. Since they're taking these jobs, right, and they're doing the easy way, do you think this person would be a hard-working person? Is there something he's hard-working towards? Is he something he's doing this money for? Is he just doing it to fucking bang chicks, right? Or is he trying to open an orphanage? Like, what's going on here? What made him pick up the blade? Like, there's so many things that go into role-playing. It's beautiful creating these kinds of characters, right? And like I said, there is a buy-in where you believe and you think and you want to react like this character and whoever they may be, right? Whatever you created. So you aren't fucking Phil Spencer, who works at the Dollar Tree, right? Who's a pushover bitch, right? You're not. You're this guy that You're a piece of shit conniving person, right? Not conniving, but like you're this savvy, smart person who knows how far a gold piece goes, and you know not to stretch yourself, right? And you become that. And, you know, there's a lot of weird, like, silly things within it. We all seen the Thunderbolt, Thunderbolt, Thunderbolt video way back when, right? We've all seen that. We all should have seen that, just like everyone should have seen the Ventrilo Harasser videos. And if you haven't, go watch them. I'm pretty sure they've aged terribly, and I'm pretty sure they say retard every 5 seconds, so... It was a different time. But, oh my great googly moogly. I'm letting you know, man. Like, when you don't have that buy-in, and you don't believe you are this character, or you don't... You're still... You don't take the step within the fantasy world. Is this my first pitfall scene? You don't take the step within the fantasy world. Everything is gonna sound fucking stupid. Everything's gonna sound cringe. Everything is gonna sound like super contrived. Everything is gonna start sounding XYZ because you're thinking of the way you view things of the world, right? You know? And it could take you out of it, and it could ruin a whole bunch of things for you. Now, here's another thing. There's this thing called metagaming, right? Let's say you're playing with someone else, and their character, right, you're in this world, ends up going to a different house, and they get told, hey, by the way, Sally, you know, it's me, Sally, am talking to this character. I'm going to kill the other person in the other house. Don't tell them, right? And then they go to the other house, and it's like, alright, we're about to fucking kill you. You don't, like, wait by the door, have a sword ready, and you fucking attack Sally. Because guess what? That's meta-knowledge, and your character wouldn't know that. Just like you wouldn't know if your fucking coworkers are talking shit about you unless someone says so. Right? Okay? Very arrogant. Did I sound arrogant when I did it? There's this form, like, just this meta, right? That you kind of, like, you just gotta play around with, and you play pretend, and, you know... You play as if how your character would react. And I feel like a lot of people struggle stepping into that hole and becoming who they created, right? I definitely feel that is it's very weird, right? And then you get into the meta, and you get people who can't step into the world, but they're kind of halfway step, but they keep metaing and they keep doing everything along those lines. It ends up ruining the fun for everyone. Because if you have a guy you're playing with and you're super into it, you know, you're Alejandro of the fucking 7 Seas, right? And then your friend fucking Buck is being a dickhead and making fun of everything and not 100% enthralled within the game, the shit's gonna get fucking tiring, and it's gonna ruin the fun for absolutely everyone. And that's like a big thing within role-playing. A lot of people inadvertently do this just because it's a little bit, you know, how do I say this? The rules of engagement is so different to everyone. You know, being berated and being talked shit to in, like, in a roleplay thing fucking sucks. I see it on the No Pixel where they have hard-ass cops, right? And it's not fun. You know, my initial reaction is, why would you create a character who is, in fact, a cop? Why would you ever roleplay as a cop? Why the fuck would you ever want to have that headache? Because everyone's going to have it automatically out for you, because your job is to get people to say shit so you can punish them, right? And it's the same thing within this game, Grand Theft Auto, or, you know, No Pixel stuff. And it's very interesting. And there's real cops who play there, right? And there's people who don't, who aren't real cops, and they go through the training to become a cop. It's very interesting. Right? It is very, very, very interesting seeing how it goes, right? And why you would create this character, and you may be thinking, like, why would you even have a character like this in the first place? It's because it is to cause conflict. Now, it isn't conflict like meta, or anything like that, where your friend's being a dick and be like, wow, I can't believe Glaugorion is fucking falling in love with this princess. Don't you know it's fucking Sam, your best friend for the past 8 years, you little fucking gay boy? Like, it's not that. It's not that. It's not that form of conflict where it's out of game, right? Oh, see? What it is conflict to create story, to create roleplay opportunities to figure out what your character would do within that. Are they respectful? Are they a piece of shit? Do they have a vendetta of this cop and they end up fucking with them purposely? Is this going to be someone who's going to be the one who's going to be chasing you to the ends of the earth? Is this, like, they're going to be your eternal rival type thing? Like, what is exactly going on here, right? And how is it going to develop? Is it just going to be a shit thing and you're going to be like, oh, wow, this changes my opinions on the fucking city cops, right? No, don't go. What the fuck, Audie? Fucking trying to leave, bitch. Fuck you thinking about leaving for? It's very wonderful. It may sound like completely like a lot of work, but when in the sense it's not. When I'm role playing, I get a sense of empty-headedness, right? I get a sense of empty-headedness, and I'm seeing who I'm portraying on paper. I write out what they say, right? And sometimes I'll improv aloud what they say to keep the conversation going. You know, I'll write down, like, how I think they'll react and how they will react, and I'll write some points to, like, keep on track to see if I want to be, like, antagonistic or non-antagonistic, or someone they'll just drop it completely, or anything along those lines, right? It's very, like, I get this empty-headed feeling, and I'm just this person, right? I am this person. I have a general idea of this person, you know, and this is how they would deal with the situation, and either be helpful, unhelpful, totally wonderful, whatever. I don't know. It's very interesting. Roleplay is a wonderful thing, and it can create these crazy stories. And when it comes to roleplay tabletop RPG games like D&D, I'm trying to think of more. I can't remember. Spelljammer. I can't think of the other fucking games. Oh my god. But any of the games, not even D&D related. You know, you got like My Hero Academia games. You got Pokemon games. It's Pokemon tabletop RPG. You got all these fucking different games based on like animes and series and whatnot. And then you also have games that are based on settings. You know, the Call of Cthulhu, where it's like this 1920s kind of, doesn't even have to be 1920s, but it's this modern, you know, not goblins and dragons and stuff, but it's like spooky old ones and mystery and all this crazy shit like that. And it has different mechanics, and you have guns and shit, and there's police officers, and you're most likely going to be playing like detectives and trying to figure out what exactly is happening within the city, within a story, or anything along those lines. I've never heard of a very like a long-running Call of Cthulhu game. I've only heard like D&D games that are very long-running. I had a Pokemon game that was kind of long-running. It went on for like a year and a half, and then it died when someone else left the game, right? Like there's a lot of things, right? There's a lot of different games. There's a flavor for everyone. People create these games all the time, with different flavors, whatever it may be, just all based on what they like. Really, when it comes to like these games, like these tabletop RPGs, a lot of these games, like think of them as like competitors within like an FPS, right? Think of them as like competitors within a video game. They're taking something, twisting it, and hoping someone likes it, right? That's exactly what they're doing. While it all deals with dice and whatever it may be, You know, you want to get more into probability. You want to start using percentiles. You want to start doing X, Y, Z. It depends. You know, there's hardcore people who love the numbers game of D&D. I love the numbers game of D&D, but to be completely honest with you, that shit fucking makes you want to split your fucking head open sometimes, because sometimes it's so contrived, it's not even funny. Because the game is so wide open, it's up to you to interpret how you want to do things. Which, one, is a very beautiful thing, right? Because you can play with your friends however you want. And two, you get to steal shit from other people. D&D has this really big community that I would say is similar to Skyrim modders, where they create ideas and then they post them out there for free, or maybe a tip service for their work, right? Because pretty much you're writing like mini books for people to work on, to like chill with and play with and, you know, go off on, and all these wonderful things, right? It's really cool, like different armors or different magic items or anything along those lines that can just add wonderful flavor to a D&D game. And it's just like people like me and you, like one day, you know, like I have the masterwork system is the first thing I ever end up configuring, which is a way to be competitive with magic items. With magic items, with it being a not like I have a non-magic variant of pluses to your attacks, right? Like +1, +2 to your attack, whatever it may be. And then also I made pretty much what the D&D people are pretty much doing now is have armor actually reduce a specific number of damage if it's upgraded and whatnot, right? That's just pretty much what I ended up having figured out. Because I feel like that adds like a wide array to the game, and it somewhat, it doesn't add balance, because later things within the game, like everything past 10th level, does like that CR of 10, like they either do super crazy fucking damage, like all the monsters, like just by the book, do a shit ton of damage, or have like heavy detrimental effects where if you didn't build your character the correct way, you're fucked, right? And so you have these items that are able to help you come over it, blah, 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 blah. I ended up creating a masterwork system. It's just a money system, upgrade system with make-believe fucking ores that you could pick. Yeah, I don't know. My friend liked it. Anyway, have a wonderful day, everyone. My name is Luna. As always, if this microphone wasn't so big, I would shove it in my fucking mouth.